Hello, everybody. My name is Liam Ham, and I'm a Phoenix Suns fan, and I'm an Arizona State University Cronkite student in sports journalism. And I went to the Suns-Nuggets preseason game tonight, so I just wanted to record this video to talk about some of the things that happened during the game. I just wanted to record this video to make some reactions, but particularly from the Phoenix Suns perspective of the game. So if you're a Nuggets fan, you're probably not going to love this video, but yeah, let's get straight into it. The Suns did lose this game by a score of 115 to 107, but the Nuggets did start 4 members of their 5 starters from their championship team from the 2023 season just last year. But the only starter who didn't play was MPJ, and he was replaced by Justin Holiday. So yeah, they still had Nikola Jokic, KCP, Aaron Gordon, Jamal Murray, who have all played together for years at this point. And on the other side of that coin, the Suns' best starter today was probably either Josh Okogie or Jusuf Nurkic. So for now, the loss shouldn't carry much worry for Suns fans. And speaking of Okogie, let's talk about his game because he had an effective 17 points, over 50% shooting from the field. And on the defensive side of the ball, he was unreal. He saved several easy Nuggets buckets, including this unbelievable play where he stuck his left arm out behind himself while looking the other direction and deflected the pass and was still able to grab possession of it before anyone else could get to it. So yeah, he was unreal tonight. And Saben Lee had somewhat of a bounce back game. He put up 11 points and 9 assists after his 12 points but on 12 shots, so inefficient preseason game against the Pistons. It's clear that he's battling to make the 15-man regular season roster, and if he can continue to be a decent scorer and a solid playmaker like he was tonight, he can probably slot into that third string point guard role behind Jordan Goodwin and stay in the league. Let's talk about Grayson Allen, who has been one of the most surprising Suns to watch, in my opinion. Grayson Allen's ability to slash to the rim, or just the threat of slashing to the rim, opened up so many open shots for his team. He was hustling on the defensive side of the ball as well, and he showed he's not afraid to sacrifice his body for a couple of free throws or for possession of the ball, and that's what you want to see from your hustle players. He added 7 assists, although he did have 5 turnovers. But this had me thinking about it, and in the preseason, I'd probably have players working on their playmaking and accrue some turnovers rather than work on it during the regular season where it matters even more. And in Grayson Allen's case, he's already a very solid shooter, a good defender. He can cut to the rim like I talked about. So if that man can pass and if he can create shots for his teammates, then he's going to become a perfect role player to put next to this big three. Chimezie Metu had another solid performance tonight, and he shot 2 for 4 from the three-point line tonight, and he was no slouch in Detroit either. He also got himself a block, and I'm hoping that he can cement himself in the rotation as just one of those bigs who can give you whatever you need. A little offense, a little defense, depending on the night, depending on his matchup. Our star tonight, our best player, maybe, Jusuf Nurkic, was contributing, but not as much as I was hoping he would. I know it's the preseason. I know he's not out there with the guys who he's probably going to be starting alongside in this regular season, but he was inefficient tonight. I find it easy to hate on Nurkic because I just loved having DeAndre Ayton on the team, and I really hoped that he could break out. But since we traded him, we got Nurkic and Allen and Nasir Little and Keon Johnson. It's ultimately a good trade. I know that it is, and I'm trying to look more on the upsides about Jusuf Nurkic. So let's do that. He was 8 for 8 from the free throw line tonight. He consistently got to the line throughout the game. It's hard to tell how well he's going to play next to Durant, Booker, and Beal because we've only seen him play with Durant, Booker, and Beal in Detroit in the first preseason game. Nurkic may need to work on his shot selection going forward, but that could have just been a result of him being one of the best players on the Suns tonight. Keita Bates-Diop balled out in the fourth quarter. He had 9 points, and that was a definitive improvement over his game against Detroit. Keita Bates-Diop hit a 3 early in the fourth quarter that ended up setting himself up for a long run of success in the rest of the quarter, both offensively and defensively. The Suns didn't end up winning, I know, but a lot of players showed good signs tonight. I know the Suns lost tonight, but Keita Bates-Diop and other players did ball out. However, one of them that surprised me that did not was Drew Eubanks, even though he played pretty well against Detroit the other day. Eric Gordon showed a couple moments where he was creating his own shot, and he shot a 3-pointer, drilled that one, but he was getting beaten defensively. Oh, Bol Bol received a standing ovation the first time he stepped onto the court, like significantly louder than even when Booker, Kevin Durant, and Bradley Beal were walking around the arena. But Bol did have a decent showing on both ends. He dropped 7 and 4. He got himself a block, which makes sense because a closeout from Bol is scarier than a closeout from 99% of NBA players, which because he is 7'2" with a 7'8" wingspan. So he can just step one step forward and jump, and you cannot see the basket. That's not always 100% effective, but I digress. He did have 2 costly fouls in the fourth quarter, which doesn't look good for his chances of making the 15-man roster, even though he had a generally good offensive outing. Keon Johnson was okay against Denver, but he only played 9 minutes, but his time was crucial to the game because he hit a three-pointer with 1 minute and 53 seconds left in the game that cut the lead to 4. So that was basically the whole reason we were still in at that point. And it's good to see him showing out when it matters. Hopefully, if we play him in the regular season, he can do some of that as well. In all, though, I would say the Suns lost because they were making simple mistakes, bad passing, miscommunications, and other small stuff. Even though Phoenix stayed in the game late, they didn't get the lead once after the first quarter. Denver took over the lead in the first quarter and did not relinquish it for the rest of the game. But hey, it's a preseason game. We're 1-1 in preseason games that will stop mattering as soon as the last game as soon as the last game of the preseason is played. So yeah, ultimately I think the showing from the young players is more important than the win-loss record at the end of the day in the preseason. All right, that's all I've got for today. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please drop a like down below, and if you feel like it, subscribe. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you later.